Roth IRA versus a traditional IRA can sound complicated, but it really just comes down to one question. When is it that you want to actually pay taxes? My name is Jack, and this channel is about the fundamentals of money, fitness, and life systems. In this video, I'm going to explain the difference between a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA, hopefully in the simplest way possible. And that'll make it easy for you to understand, and so it'll make sense to you. So everything about the difference between a traditional and a Roth IRA has to do with taxes. Basically, are you going to want to pay taxes now, or do you want to have to pay your taxes later? So let's go into a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA means you pay taxes now, right? Tax now, which means it will be tax-free later. The money that you contribute is taxed going into the account. That means that that money grows, and when you withdraw it in retirement, it's tax-free. So again, with a Roth IRA, you pay taxes now and never again. This might seem super simple, but people get super confused by it. So I'm going to explain it in like literally the most simple way possible. All right, so that's going to bring us to a traditional IRA. With a traditional IRA, you get to a tax break now, but then you pay taxes later in retirement. So when you put the money into the retirement account, you get a tax deduction, but when you withdraw that money in retirement, you will pay taxes then. So again, skip your taxes now and pay them later with a traditional IRA. All right, so I'm going to say all of that one more time because this really is like the only difference between the two. A Roth IRA is taxed now and you pay no taxes later. A traditional IRA is tax-free now, but you will be taxed later. So what are some of the common mistakes with just IRAs, whether it be Roth or traditional? So number one, with a lot of financial things is overthinking. People spend too much time thinking about whether they should get a traditional or a Roth IRA, and then they wait too long to start and they end up not even having one to begin with. And really, there is no perfect answer for anyone. This is sort of like you have to choose what is the best for you. Starting matters than choosing perfectly. So how to choose? There's a few different things that can affect the actual choice that you should make. I would go over with like a tax professional or a financial advisor to actually get that figured out for yourself. But a good rule of thumb is your age and your time in your career / your income are the things to consider. So if you're early in your career and earning less, a Roth IRA usually makes more sense. And that's because it can be better to go ahead and get that money in and get it taxed so that it can grow faster because you're not really making as much money. And then if you're earning a lot right now and want the tax break on that large income, that can make sense because it'll grow more and then you'll just pay taxes later with your traditional IRA. Another thing that you can consider here is the rate of taxes. So, like for me, I think about it in terms in like, do you think taxes in the future are going to be higher or lower? I think over time we've seen a pretty straightforward increase in taxes over time. So for me, like I like to say, like it's a safe bet that taxes are probably going to end up being higher than they are currently. So it would make sense to maybe pay taxes now for me. That's just me, not financial advice, just something to think about. All right, like I said before, starting matters more than perfection. Having an investment account, a retirement account, is super important and can really take your financial freedom to the next level. And you have to start. So, what's your action step here? The next things you should do is actually learn how to open an IRA, which is pretty simple. Maybe I'll make a video on that. I've already mentioned it a few times in some of the prior videos. Most of the time, it's done through a brokerage or through your company. And then the next step is to determine which is best for you. And you can use some of those principles I said before, like what is your current income? How old are you? How far into your career are you? Do you want to pay taxes now or later? All of the right questions to be asking or to go over with your financial advisor. All right. Like I said, that was a pretty simple video. There's really not much more explaining that needs to be done. We covered like the bare bones of what is the difference of an IRA, a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA. So the next video I'm going to post is more, we're going to start making another playlist about getting into actual investing. Up until this point, we've just been working on the basics of finances. So yeah, how investing actually works. So if this helped you, please subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications. The next video, like I said, will be about investing fundamentals and explaining what you're actually buying in these retirement accounts. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate your time. Have a good one.